Did you have anything in particular that you wanted to talk about? I mean, you can mention what's been going on in nonprofits more specifically, like what was the primary issue you guys talked about this week?
This week we talked about the nonsense down in the Capitol, and the attempt at a coup, the civil unrest, the righteous protest of the disenfranchised. However, some people might want to phrase it that way. Talked about the Proud Boys and Parler and people getting deplatformed. There's just so much in the news. It's hard to really do anything justice. We record on Wednesdays. Of course, the show goes out on Sunday. So when we recorded it, we had up-to-date information. And I hope that the news cycle is going to slow down now that some things will be changing on the 20th. I'm very concerned about intermittent violence.
Yeah.
And I'm not predicting anything. I think that the FBI has made note that there are armed protests scheduled across this nation, and I just hope that they can get that under control. The thought that I had today was, what is the end game for those who would violently overthrow the legitimate election? That we're just going to be okay. We're just going to stick with this appointed leader as opposed to the elected leader. Okay, we're just going to be quiet. What is the end game? What does that even look like into the mind of the conspiracy theory folks who are trying to make this happen? And I can't wrap my head around it.
That's because they haven't wrapped their head around it either. They don't have an end game. They're just kind of reacting. But I will point out that for those who tune in this Wednesday, I had this down as a note to do at the end, but who knows what's going to happen between now and the end of the show. On Wednesday, Joe Biden will be inaugurated as president of the United States. On Wednesday evening, I'll be doing an episode of the Hang Up with Andrew Seidel, who's kind of been with me through a good chunk of this since RBG died and the other things. And we talk more about politics there. But setting aside the political aspect of it, it's important to note that this time that we're going through is unique. Not just because of the pandemic, not just because of the election, the attempted coup, all of these other things. It is unique in every regard. We are in a position where we need to rebuild, where one portion of the population is talking about unity and another portion of the population is saying, no, you don't get to have unity without accountability. Once we have accountability, there'll be unity. Why is it you want unity now? You didn't, kind of like the fuck your feelings group for several years. There's a lot of fighting going on, and I have been on the forefront of drawing lines of saying, this far and no further. I don't want to have anything to do with so-and-so or people who are in this group or whatever else. We have a lot of work to do repairing, but that requires that we actually stand up for the Constitution and the law. A couple of weeks ago, members of Congress were hiding under a table as violent insurrectionists came in to attempt a coup. Doesn't matter what their ultimate plan was. It doesn't matter that they were U.S. citizens. If this had happened differently, and I said, hey, last night, 20 people broke into the Capitol and they ransacked the place and they stole some stuff and they sat in desks and took pictures and they marched around with the Confederate flag and all these things, or a foreign flag, every American would be up in arms. It's just the fact that the United States is nearly precisely divided between who wants to participate in the system and who doesn't. And of those who participate, we're divided between Democrat, Republican, or, whatever it is. Please, I don't know why there's going to be a public inauguration at the Capitol. I'm already disappointed in the new president-elect for not simply coming out and saying, everybody stay home. We don't need to have a big party in the middle of a pandemic at the nation's capital in order to swear me in. I can be sworn in right here in the halls of Congress and get right to work. And that is what I think should be done, but I'm not running anything. And so I'll say to the people out there that while this wasn't a completely planned rant, please take care of yourself and stay home. You don't need to go to experiences. You will enjoy it just as much on Zoom, probably more, without the cold, without the threats, without the risk to your health. Stay home. Hang out with us. I'll be doing something. But anyway, that wasn't the how we were supposed to start off the show today,
No,
but you ready to get to some calls?
I am.
Sweet.